Week 102 of the 27-inch challenge, we have a new gym environment. So I want to try something new. This is replacement. I took a pause from doing weighted pull-ups and I tried this grip, the same grip, but it's on a machine. Okay, lat pull down. I want to try this handle and it feels great. So I think gym equipment is a useful tool. Just don't base your full program on it. Okay, I think this is good for very high reps and more volume, more sets. And I don't think this is good for super heavy compared to a free weight. So I did 40 reps total of that, same weight, my body weight, 150 pounds plus 60 pounds, so 210. I put 220 on the stack and I followed it up by this 40 kg super strict dumbbell basic incline dumbbell press. Okay, also the same grip, neutral grip for longevity. Okay, because the only purpose of the press is to stretch the chest. So why not just, because most guys, admit it or not, we have a tingling sensation on our shoulders when we flare it out. So I want to keep my shoulders in front of me so that I can still do heavy dumbbell bench press until I'm 80 years old, if God wills, that I live that long. So longevity, guys. So again, this is 3 sets, around 10 to 12 reps, 8 to 12 reps, and I'm aiming for around 8-9 RPE. And again, this is a fast workout. This is nighttime, almost like 10 p.m. 11 p.m. something like that. So I need to pick up the pace. So I didn't do the single arm. I did both arms because we're about to leave. So I did both arms, heavyweight, rope, bicep curls. Okay, hitting the long head of the bicep. So as you can see, I don't look that bad, that bad, or I don't look that bad, the play of words. Okay, I kind of like my look. I'm not the leanest, but health-wise, I'm lean, and I feel good. I feel great. I don't have any issues with a little bit of fat. And I'm eating a lot, as you might have been seeing the past few months, weeks. I've been eating a lot, and it's great that you can look like this and eat as much as me, like buffets every 3 days, or unlimited wings, unlimited beef, unlimited foods every 3-4 days. So this is what I'm doing right now differently. Okay, I completely removed the overhead pressing, the vertical pushing, and I swapped that with doing rear delt movements. Okay, because I am having some shoulder issues, shoulder troubles, and the front delt is already been, when you're doing incline bench, your front delt is already been fatigued and taxed and working a lot. So it's best that I skip the overhead pressing for now and focus more on the more important movements, which is the rear delts. Okay, so that's the change I've been doing on my training. So no overhead pressing from this point on for just a while, so that I can develop my rear delt even more, so that the focus is again some unlivings again, as you can see. So the focus is on the back. Okay, so most guys have very weak rear delts, and I'm one of them. So I've been working that a lot by doing multiple pulls and now a rear delt exercise swap from the overhead press. Okay, so again, more frequency. Okay, I told you before that I'm just working out twice a week, but now I increased the frequency because it's fun, and at the same time the gym is so accessible to where I live. And I increased the frequency because I am recovering a lot. I am recovering well. Like after 1-2 days, I'm ready to go again. I'm completely healed, completely refreshed, so I can go again. And I did the vertical pull machine type, so it doesn't really tax the nervous system, so I can go again here. So count with me. This is around 50-60 pounds, and the weight here, believe it or not, is heavier than the Anytime Fitness one. So don't switch gyms a lot. That's 3, I think. I think I'm hitting 7 here. 4. So 5. I think that's 6. So I lost count. So I think that is 7 or 8, something like that. So just count it. Okay, but I'm aiming for 6 to 8. Okay, I'll never stop until I hit 6 to 8 there. And again, here the progress has been very well. Okay, I'm now hitting 12 reps, believe it or not, on the last set. So I'm just now filming the most important movements I do. So I didn't film it all because it's gonna be boring. So this is the most important. As you might notice, I am not changing the weight. The way I progress here is the reps. Okay, it's not double progression, it's just the reps. Okay, it started like 6 reps from before. This is too heavy for me before. Okay, kind of like a power exercise. 3 sets of 6 reps, 6 reps, 6 reps, and then I progressed to 7, then I got 10 at the last set, and then now I got 12 at the last set. So I'm not gonna stop until this gets hit 12 reps. In that way, all of the calories you've seen before will be gained from that. Okay, and this is now a new like rear delt movement I'm doing because it really hits your rear delt. This is a 45-degree rear delt fly. Okay, and it's cable, so the tension is much greater. All throughout the movement there is tension, especially at the top. It's kind of like a kickback, but I'm trying to just focus it on the tricep. But sometimes, because you're tired and you don't film that's why it's important to film yourself so that you can see the flaws. So here, as you might see, this is for the lats, that is for the rhomboids, that is for the other part, but this 45-degree pull is for the rear delts. Okay, so you don't do that on the side, you do it almost across your a 45-degree angle. If you see it here, okay, it's not on the side, it's not on pulling to the glutes, it's pulling somewhere in between. Okay, so this is a rear delt killer, and you might see some dumbbell variation of this. I like that, but I am now doing enough pulling work, so I switched to this variation, so that I don't get bored. Much like food, you have variations, home cooked meals, restaurants, for example, this, a home cooked meal, and then you have fancy restaurant, buffet, so that you keep things interesting. I think most skinny guys having a hard time bulking because of the variety. They don't like eat a variety of food. They don't try foods that they love. They just go for the boring stuff. And of course, budget is also an issue. That's why, I think fitness is a lifestyle, and it encompasses your whole life. Your result on fitness is also gonna be dependent on other parts of your life. That's why they say this fitness thing is expensive. I agree. Okay, you can make it cheap, but you're gonna suffer with variety. Okay, if you want cheap, then you're just gonna have to stick to food groups that are cheap, and then you eat it over and over again. It gets boring, and it gets hard to get food down. But if you have variety like this, it's very easy to get big and to bulk up. Okay, and for me, bulking up is not primarily on the food. Okay, don't get me wrong. I believe the old school style, the Mike Mentzer, the old school bodybuilding style of bulking, it's more of the training rather than the calories. Calories are important, but training, the stimulus, the thing that makes it work is the training. How hard do you train? Okay, so I have now a new philosophy in terms of how should you train. I said this last week. How often should you train? As long as you're recovered. So I'm recovered quickly. I'm having a lot of food. Now let's hit again the leg press. So what happened this week, or what happened this next session, not this week, because I'm recovered well because of the food, and I hit again another PR. So this is from last week 8, and then the last set is 12. I now hit 11, like 10, and then 12 with 3 minutes rest. Okay, and I also realized that rest is also a form of progression. Before, I rest 5 minutes. Now I only rest 3 minutes. And I slapped that leg because it burns. If you rest less, it burns. I'm not advocating that you rest less, but I'm just saying it's one indicator of progress. If you can rest less and you done the set, you progressed. Okay, so again, keeping the balance, veggies, prioritizing veggies, eating some carbs, dates. So I am now enjoying this kind of lifestyle, and some days we don't hit the veggies, we just ate the psyllium husk. Okay, I shown you before on my TikTok videos, the psyllium husk. Okay, there are days that you can't hit your fibers, and you eat a lot of this stuff outside because of time. You have to work. This Ali shawarma, by the way, and burgers, of course. Burgers, one of the ways why I don't understand why skinny guys can't bulk. Just eat burgers, come on. The fat is double, triple, and it's like nothing when you when you finish it. Okay, still prioritizing the smaller muscle groups. Before I hit the big muscle groups, I hit this: back of the neck, front of the neck, biceps, rear delts, side delts, calves. I will never neglect it. Okay, that's why my workouts are long, because of these smaller muscle groups. And sometimes you have to do it one arm at a time, one side at a time. Kind of takes time. So I do superset it with other movements. Okay, so I am now training between 2 to 4 times a week, just because I am recovered. I'm recovering well. I am not advocating this if you don't have time, to anyone. Okay, if you don't have time, twice a week is enough. Just up the intensity. Okay, so Mike Menser style, you only need one set. I think that is exaggerated, but you kind of learn from that lesson that, you know, you don't have to do a lot in the gym. Just hit it hard, and it's all about the stimulus. It's all about that last 2 reps from that 15 to 20 rep set or 12 rep set, whatever. It's about that. Okay, and hitting that hard, making the set quality, and really, that's why I'm showing you these smaller muscle groups, so that you don't neglect it, and you see that it's just 2 sets but it works. Okay, and I took a pause from doing heavy overhead press, vertical pull, the pull-ups, because I'm gonna switch it to bench now. Okay, I realized that I cannot progress like, it's gonna take time to get that 8 weighted pull-ups to 12. So, and my bench is kind of lagging, and not lagging, it's kind of, I didn't hit bench for like 8 weeks now, so I need to hit bench. So I switched from doing the pull-up focused. Now this is gonna be body weight, and I'm gonna do some benching. Okay, so this is the same weight as my home gym, 200 something pounds. It looks light, 1.5 plate, but I tell you, their plates is very heavy. Okay, like the 50s are, it feels like 70s, you know. So don't be fooled. And when I go to Anytime Fitness, I can do like 2 plates on the same amount of reps. So that's the proof. Okay, their weight, the weights here is pretty solid and pretty heavy. Okay, and I'm always fooled by this, like their cables, because I put like 50 pounds and it feels way more. Okay, so I have to change the weight almost always because it's pretty heavy. Okay, again, hitting the rear delts. Most intermediate lifters, I think, should do this. Swap. Okay, or don't swap the overhead pressing, because you're doing bench anyways already. So swap the bench to a rear delt movement, so that you minimize that gorilla posture. Okay, your front delts are already taxed, already fatigued from doing your benching. You're hitting the amount of volume you need to hit. Unless it's a weak point, then you should do overhead pressing. But for me, heavy incline benching is enough. Okay, so this is again leg press. It's pull and leg press or squat type movement. Now it's gonna be bench and this. Hope you are seeing progress as much as I am, and you are enjoying this video. So if you want, go to our link tree down below. Coaching, free health course if you're not yet ready, cookbooks, supplements down below. And I hope you enjoyed this. See you next video. Bye bye. Peace.